Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Just another video. Something came to my mind. Lately, I've been looking at many YouTube videos within the so-called black sector of YouTube, and I've come to some conclusions. One is no one is interested in solutions, only in being seen as right. You know, people want to be seen as right, and not necessarily right, but the other guy was wrong. Therefore, it makes my right sort of a victory, sort of a golden trophy I can hang on my banister. But at what profit is it? What does it really profit you? It goes back to something I like to call who farted. You remember when you were a kid and somebody passed gas, somebody broke wind, somebody, farted. And maybe you were in a car, maybe you were in a room and the smell was just stankin'. But nobody would admit to the fart. You'd be like, who farted? And then everybody be like, wasn't me. Oh man, that ain't me. That's not me. That's not me. Etc., etc., etc. But somebody had to have farted to make the nasty smell happen in the room. But of course, nobody willingly admits to a fart. And I translate that to nobody wants to be seen as the bad guy or the dummy or the wrong person. So we create a lot of alibis, as in, oh, well, I'm not at fault. It's his fault, etc., etc. Another thing I noticed on YouTube is, which brings me to my next point, the battle of the sexes. We play the blame game between men and women. Now, I've had a few relationships in my past, and I've talked to people that have been in relationships and are currently in relationships, and etc., etc., etc. And one of the common themes I noticed in my past relationships and in these relationships, and even the YouTube vids that I see, there's the blame game. Everybody says, well, it's their fault. No, it's their fault. They're the wrong party and I'm the right party. So the whole idea is, if I shame this person, the offender, the farter, if you will, into admitting they were wrong, I somehow get to feel superior. I get to feel better than the other person. So my superiority complex is predicated on you being inferior or being perceived as inferior. Another thing I see here on YouTube is this. It's a lot of argumentum ad hominem. Now that's a fancy way of saying to the man, argument to the man. So basically we attack the person and the person's character and not the actual argument. And I've been guilty of that in real life, and I do see a lot of transgressions happen on the so-called black sector of YouTube, where we talk about, hey, I don't care what you just said, or I'm offended by what you said, so instead of countering what you said with a rational or strong or solid argument, I'm going to talk about your teeth. I'm going to talk about your hair. I'm going to talk about your clothes. I'm going to talk about the way you talk. I'm never going to address the actual argument. I'm going to say, you look like a such and such and so and so. So it turns into just playing the dozens. And of course, excuses and alibis. At the end of the day, nothing gets solved. So basically, everybody wants to be excused for their bad behavior, but nobody wants to excuse others, and nobody wants to fix anything. You got to ask yourself the question, what was gained from being right? Did you add any years to your life? Did you get some play because of it? Did you win the lotto did you get extra money because of it? Probably not. You just had an exchange of words, ideas, and then you made your point, or you didn't make your point, or the other person just said, to hell with it, I don't care. I think a lot of us operate under the if I silence you, it means that I've won mentality. So if I've silenced you, if I've gotten you into a place where you can't think of anything to come back at me with, I've won. And really, there's an old saying that says, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So do with that what you will. Now, in a lot of these arguments in the black sector, you see MGTOW, which is men going their own way. Now we got something called BWIGTOW, which is black women going their own way. Or swirling, like everybody has that, the ship is sinking, time to escape, and everybody's running to their various life rafts, whether it's I'm not going to play anymore, or I'm going to get me someone of another race and that's going to change everything magically. Or Rome is burning, flee into the night. And that really doesn't solve anything. Everyone is sort of on this, let's count our blessings and cut our losses. Doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Because at some point, you're going to have to fix whatever issues are going on. And it's good that there's a forum such as YouTube. There's forums such as Facebook and Twitter where one can dialogue. And yeah, it can get heated, and I'm sure it can get amped, as I've had some exchanges on social media where I let my emotions get the better of me based on the words someone typed on a digital screen. So, and I'll admit some ego was in that. Well, that's just my 2 cents on the whole situation, guys. Rate, leave your feedback. Give me, what do you think? Do you think that the black sector of YouTube has just degenerated into this sort of blame game, who farted situation, or otherwise? Let me know. Peace, and be easy like Sunday morning.